What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, we're gonna have a good episode, but first, let's open this up. And I don't exactly know if I'm allowed to drink alcohol on YouTube, so I got some gaff tape to fix that. Give me 1 second. Here we go. That'll do, hopefully. Whew, nothing's better than an ice cold beer after a long day of work. If you don't like beer, you'll drink a cold beer on a hot day. I mean, I just feel like everybody just loves beer. I don't know. I'm starting to sound like Post Malone. All right, you see this? I did a video on this DeWalt carrying kit. If you haven't seen it, check it out. We did it a couple videos ago, but today I want to talk about what's actually in here. Today I want to actually talk about this, my Red Komodo setup, documentary style. Now, a couple things aren't on here because why? We're shooting a video with that stuff. So we're missing the shotgun mic and we're missing the Tascam recorder that would be tucked away right here. But let's talk about it. All right, so recently I have been doing a lot of different kinds of shoots, and my most recent project that I enjoyed was going out to the Clips show to see Pusha T and his brother Malice. If you're not familiar with them, they're the Clips. They have a group called the Clips in hip hop, and they had a private pre-album show kind of thing for Apple Music. So through people I know, I was able to get my camera in to get footage of that. And that was a video I dropped a couple weeks ago. So if you haven't seen it, here it is again.
So it's legacy. It's preserve the legacy.
Yeah, and I think, I think we're just running a different race. I mean, I don't think we've seen anybody competitively compete in hip hop for this long.
Yeah.
Like to really have to compete. Like we have to compete, you know? And I think what it is that we do, lyrically, lyric driven, and the actual taste level of the music is something that we that people have not gotten to see this long. They, so it's like we're really showing that this doesn't have to age out.
Yeah.
Like this don't have to age out at all, as long as you stay ingrained in the culture of it all. Yeah. Like it's not about chasing a trend. It's not about trying to conform. It's about just giving the people quality to A and B. So either you like this or you like that, but you like Clips or you like whatever it is, but they have quality to pick from.
When we went out to New York, I was trying to decide like what camera should I bring. I'm always bringing like the easiest thing, and the easiest camera to carry for me currently right now is the R5C, but I really love my Komodo, and I feel like it doesn't get the love that it's worth, if that makes sense. It's no autofocus, so you gotta pull focus all the time, and sometimes that can be annoying. Hence why I have an R5C too. Sometimes you just want the quality that this camera brings. This is a movie documentary style camera, and to be able to do those kind of things, this is what your camera is going to look like. It's going to be big and oaky, and I love it for that. We hear a lot about IBIS. We hear a lot about in-body stabilization, lenses having that, and those things are cool when you're carrying a small camera that has no weight to it. But when you're carrying something like this thing has weight, you can balance it, and the weight is what's helping it be stabilized. And, with the help of computer technology, which is like DaVinci and Adobe, you're able to stabilize footage that's even shaky. So if you pair that with that, you really don't absolutely need a gimbal all the time. So I'm able to get a lot of steady shots with this camera, and I don't even know if I stabilized a lot of the footage in the video that I did for them, because I got it back that night. It's funny, that night I went home, I got back from New York, right? From Philadelphia to New York is about 2 hours. I got back, I instantly started working before I went to sleep because I knew I would have to go to work in the morning. So as soon as I got home, I started editing it all up, and that's just what it came out to be. And it's funny, I'm gonna tell a story about just editing that, how I got to just using that kind of like the clip of him talking about the album, whether you're gonna like it or not, kind of feeling about the art. I'll address why I chose that in another video, but I just needed to get it done very quick. So I don't even know if I stabilized all of the footage. Some of it I think I might have done, but I can't remember if I stabilized pretty much all the footage. So why we're talking about this, you know, this is what you're carrying when you're doing short films. This is what you're carrying when you're doing documentaries, and it gets heavy. And today we're gonna talk about just setting up a camera like this, how I set it up. Maybe you'll see some things, and maybe you'll comment and hopefully teach me some things how I can set up mine just a little bit better, because I'm always willing to learn. I'm never perfect. I'm never 100% on dying on my hill, like people say. I'm not dying on the hill. So if somebody can teach me something new, I'm 100% for it. So yeah, we're gonna break down each thing that's on here. And keep in mind, my rig is not like other people's. I have Nitsi stuff on there. I have Sin stuff on there. I have, you know, Core stuff on there. I have small rig stuff on there. I have a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna go through it. But I just want to say, make your rig how you want to make it, and you know, hopefully it just works for how you work. This works for me. I use this for short films, and I as well as use it for documentaries or music videos or whatever I'm trying to do. It works for me. And a lot of this stuff I've accumulated over time based on my need. I never really went with a full rig case from one brand. I feel like every brand does one thing well, but then the other stuff I just don't enjoy. So I ended up just getting the pieces from each brand that I enjoy that works for my Red Komodo. And yeah, so side note, documentaries or movies? What are you guys enjoying now? That's just a side question that I wanted to ask anybody today. I got my laptop with my notes to make sure I remember that question. But documentaries or movies, what's more entertaining? What's visually pleasing right now for you as a, I don't know, spectator of movies and things like that? So yeah, drop a comment below. Documentaries or movies, what are you into right now? I don't care if it's Netflix, Amazon, Apple Music, whatever you're into, or TV shows. So let's throw that in there. Are you into documentaries, movies, or TV shows? What's dominating entertainment as we speak? All right, so let's get into it. So I was gonna break it down and just show you guys piece by piece, but it's already together, so hopefully we can go through it together. All right, so right now, monitor. We are rocking the Portkeys monitor. I absolutely love this monitor. It's the best monitor I ever bought. It's the most expensive monitor I ever bought. It was, when I got it, it was $1,000. I don't know what it is now, but when I got it, it was $1,000. It was when it first came out. It works pretty good with the Red Komodo. Yes, there are better monitors. It's always something better than something out there. But for me, the Portkeys monitor works absolutely amazing for the Red Komodo. A small cinematic camera, a small cinema camera. Just to get you into filmmaking on a cinema camera base and learning about cinema cameras, I think the Portkeys monitor works absolutely amazing. All right, so next from the Portkeys monitor, we have the adjustable arm. This arm is, I believe, from Small Rig. I bought it. I actually bought it for, I forgot what I bought it for. I bought it to do something with it. It was a certain shot, like a POV shot of something that I ended up never doing. Great arm. I bought it for something else. I ended up never using it. And I was like, one day I was like, yo, I'd rather use this than putting it directly on top of this top handle. But yeah, so we run the arm into the top handle. And now this top handle is a Nitsi top handle. I like because it has a bunch of mounts in it. The fact that it has a bunch of mounts in it, they actually care about you being able to use their gear for other things. They're not just thinking about their self. A lot of top handles don't have that. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing things out there at this point, but I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I'm not familiar with a lot of handles having a bunch of mounts, but this particular handle, top handle from Nitzy, has a top handle. I love it. It's great. I used to put a monitor on here. As you can see, I still have the hot shoe mount for a monitor. I don't do that anymore. Like I said, I like to rock it on the side profile and be able to adjust it however I want to adjust it. If the camera's on the ground, I could just literally adjust it to my view. Also, it's not like blocking the lens. When I put the monitor up here, it like blocks the front focus. Like I can't really see what's going on with my lens when I'm focusing, and the matte box, all those kind of things. So I like being able to see it and have the monitor to the side. The handle we're rocking on the right side of the camera is also a Nitzy brand. This particular handle is great as well. Why? Because it feels good in the hand. The rubber feels good. It doesn't feel cheap, but it also gives you a hot shoe mount at the top. And for mine, I'm rocking a small rig shotgun mount. This mount is great. You know, it moves, so it's not like stiff where it's like something hits it, it can break. It gives you, you know, the I can't think of the word that people use for that. I don't know, maybe we'll come back to that. But it's made to move around so that I guess it doesn't break, and to absorb sound. Then when we move closer to what this handle is attached to, it's the Sinn cage I went with. Just the cage, only the cage I went with for the camera and the top plate that goes on top of it. But the Sinn, it has a bunch of mounting points. I like it. The price was right, so I bought it. Nothing more to it. Under that, attached to that, is a small rig rail mount. It's for my rails. I bought it. It works great. I was looking at other brands that have the same kind of like setup, but I ended up saying small rig, good price point, does the job. I stuck with it. I didn't need to go and get a $800 rail for my Red Komodo. I don't see the need of doing that. You can do that. I don't feel the need to do that, so I didn't do it. That's me. Moving along though. So as you can see, I'm rocking 2 batteries in the back. Now you're probably like, why do I have 2 batteries? Maybe you understand already. I don't know. For those who don't know why I'm rocking 2 batteries, there's actually 2 reasons. The number 1 reason is battery. I need to be able to power this stuff. You don't want something like a monitor. You don't want something like focus, somebody pulling focus. All that stuff takes batteries and power, and all that on 1 battery is a no-no. The camera runs on this battery from Core, and then this battery in the back, I have a couple more V-mount batteries. This powers my monitor. It powers the follow focus system, or somebody's pulling focus. It powers whatever I need it to power. This power. If I want to plug in my recorder from Tascam to here, if I don't have any batteries, I'm able to plug it in here, you know? So it's just making the camera just worry about itself, and then everything else functions off this battery. But the number 2 reason why I like rocking 2 batteries is it's heavier. And I know, right? We don't always want it to be heavier, but when you're doing a lot of handheld work and shoulder work, you want the camera as heavy as possible. Why? Because that takes away a lot of the shakes, a lot of unstabilized footage. So the heavier your rig, the more stabilized it will be. So this works for 2 ways. I love it. It's great. Moving along. The plate that's holding on to this is a V-mount plate from Small Rig. I actually have a lot of Small Rig on here. I didn't think about it too. I started breaking this down just now. But yeah, so that's also from Small Rig. I can take it off so you guys can see it. So it's basically just a base plate for V-mount that you can just smack this on, and it's on. So you are able to power everything from here. So this is a Core battery. You haven't seen this before. It's pretty good. I got it on sale. This is powering my camera. The mount I'm using is the same brand as this battery. Now, if it's any advice I can give anybody with buying batteries, try to buy the same stuff that goes with the same stuff, if that makes sense. The fact that I bought this battery that goes with this mount, it's more safe. Now, I have bought batteries from cheaper companies because I wanted to save money. And I have put them on V-mount mounts like this. In particular, I put it on my Aputure 120D Lite. I wanted to rock no cord. I wanted to just put a V-mount battery in there because I was gonna be outside. I have a generator. And not this battery, but this battery melted the whole mount for the Aputure module where you control the light. This battery would go in the back and it mounted it. It melted it. So that's fried, it's done. I think because this cheap battery, just the circuits aren't just as protected as a battery like this. Don't go cheap on batteries. I think batteries are something that you don't go cheap on. Just like memory cards, you don't go cheap on memory cards. It's only gonna screw you in the end when you get corrupt footage. So yeah, so batteries you definitely wanna invest in because without batteries, you have no video. So I went with the Core V-mount mount for the Red Komodo. Great, never had a problem with it. Shouldn't put it on like that. Don't ever put it on like that. But whatever, moving along. So on this side, what you can see is a Cordon Bleu mount. Now this goes for all my recorders that I bring with me. Right now I'm using the Tascam recorder, and I like how small it is. It's small. It's very nice and small, and I can just plop that right on the side of the camera. Let's move that out the way. I can put that right on the side of the camera, and it's not in my way at all. So that's what's on that side of the camera. The front of the camera now, let's move this out the way. Got cords everywhere, which we're gonna talk about cord management in a second. This right here, this matte box is a matte box I bought years ago. I bought this when I had my Blackmagic, my Pocket Blackmagic 6K, which is the worst camera I've ever bought. I don't care if people say, well, it was a breakthrough in cinema, whatever. I don't care. It was the worst camera. I hated that camera, but I bought this for that camera. I wanted a matte box for the reason of I thought cinema cameras need a matte box. I'm gonna be honest, I bought it because I thought I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to be like every other filmmaker that is big. They use matte boxes, I wanted to use matte box. Do you need a matte box? No, you can buy an ND filter and never have to buy a matte box ever again. Now I do think matte box have one advantage of being able to block out light with this flap. But outside of that, that's like the only reason why you would need a matte box nowadays, because they have ND filters that are extremely well and you can get by without buying a matte box. But this matte box in particular, this matte box was from Polar Pro. It served me well. It's actually a little beat up. This rubber's all ripping, but it worked for a lot of shoot, and it just gives you that filmmaking feel. It's like a camera. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just when you're holding a Sony FX3 or Canon R5C, they're nice cameras, but you don't feel like you're a filmmaker until you're holding something like this. Feels like I'm shooting, you know? So it's some of the feel. The feel makes you feel like a better filmmaker. It makes you shoot better. It makes you be more creative, you know? So for me, I just like being able to carry this big camera sometimes, not every time. But sometimes when I'm in that filmmaker mode, that real filmmaker mode, and I want to create or I want to bring a better production to the team, this is what I bring because it feels great. And then I have my DZO film lenses on here. I love these lenses. Prime lenses are not good for documentaries. I don't know if you needed to know that or you heard that before. It's a no-no. It's horrible. The reason why I say that is because people move up and down, left and right, far, close. And when you're on a prime, you don't want to be switching back from lens to lens. I did it for the clips video I was telling you guys about. And good thing it wasn't like a paid job. Like I just went out and I got like to be able to shoot. But if this was like a real documentary and they needed a certain amount of footage, that could cause a problem if I miss things. So I think if you're going to do a documentary, you definitely want to go with a zoom lens. It'll make your life easier and you're able to get the shots that you need to get without missing. I was like further back at one point. So then I put a 90 millimeter on to get close. And then I got close, and then I was like, oh shoot, they're too close. So let me take that off. It was just a disaster. Obviously, I'm used to taking it on and off, so I'm pretty quick. But when it's a crowd of people and people are moving around and the music's loud, you don't want to be fondling, holding your camera, trying to put a lens on. It's just horrible. Yeah, it was very bad. I wouldn't recommend anybody do it. I just wanted to break down pretty much my cinema setup, and I think that this can work for a lot of different people. It could work for a short film, it could work for a documentary, it could work for a TV series. Whatever you're into, I think this setup should be able to cover all your bases. You know, a lot of this stuff is outdated. You know, when you're buying gear, you know, buy things that actually work, that's going to be future proof. You know, it's funny, all this stuff that I bought, this probably has came with me the furthest. The monitor will be around for a long time. The matte box will be around. This is like the 4th camera that matte box has been on. The rails, everything, the batteries, they continue to grow with you. Those are good investments. So whatever investment you make sure you invest in things that are actually going to be able to be used for other cameras. So I'm happy with this setup. I've been able to do a lot of different shoots with this setup. So hopefully you guys will be able to, I don't know, get some ideas. Oh, really quick. Last thing is cable management. This is a small rig again. It's a small piece right here. Let's see if you guys can see it. So right here, it's a little clamp where you could put your wires in. So I'll slide the wire in right there, and then it locks it so that you don't have to worry about it being in the way. So that was the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about, was the wire management. And yeah, so if this is something that you can see yourself doing, drop a comment. If you think the setup is cool, if you got some ideas how I can make it better. I'm really not trying to improve it, but if you have any suggestions, I'll take them, and I hope that you learned or you can find some ideas to add to your camera setup. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I think I hit everything. I'm trying to make sure I hit everything. Yeah, I hit everything. So if you like this, make sure you like a comment. Make sure you drop a comment, like it, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I see you on the next video, whenever that is, but it will be soon. So make sure you guys check it out, and yeah, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna finish my beer and get home because it's getting late.